Every marriage has 3 rings. The engagement ring, the wedding ring, and the bicker ring. We're here to settle the fights that don't matter and have no winner. It's the 3 Rings Podcast with another new argument.
Welcome once again to another episode of the 3 Rings Podcast. My name is Phil.
I'm Lauren.
And we are...
Here.
Yes, we are here. We're also married.
We are also married, yes.
Yeah, pretty spectacular that we've made it now 4 years.
Yes. Yeah.
I had to remember what year it was.
4 years married.
Yes.
8 years together.
Wild.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Crazy.
We survived, well, so far, a pandemic while married.
Barely. Well, not the marriage, just our mental health. No, our marriage is great.
Oh yeah.
Our mental state.
Yeah. From a marriage standpoint, doing great. From everything else, needs improvement is what the teachers say, right?
Yeah, right.
So,
needs improvement.
We're surviving is the basic
A+
gist of it.
on the marriage, about a solid C on everything else.
Yeah, that's fair. Which rounds out to like a B-. So.
Yeah, right. We'll take it. We're passing.
Yeah, we're surviving.
We're passing. We're surviving.
But the one positive that's coming out of all of this right now is that it's now fall.
It is now fall, thank God.
Yeah, it's starting to feel nice and cool here.
Yes.
We got sweaters, we got cardigans, we got hoodies.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm wearing a scarf today.
I mean, we are in our elements. And
yes.
With fall comes the conversation that we're going to be having today because, it seems like earlier and earlier, pumpkin spice tends to come back.
Yeah, now I feel like every year my birthday is the first day for the pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks.
Yeah,
and my birthday is in August.
Yeah,
so that just feels a little
it's
too soon.
A little too soon. But pumpkin spice is officially back and has been for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the great debate that I see a lot of people have actually, and we're here to settle it once and for all.
Yeah.
Is pumpkin spice better, or is apple cinnamon better? The two standard fall flavors. I mean,
I don't know who gave us the authority to be the deciding factor on this, but here we are.
Nobody gives us the authority to be the deciding factor on these things. We just decide we're going to argue about them, and we let everybody else come to a decision, because we usually don't come up with a answer for any of these. We
both have
our case.
Individual preferences, yeah. Which I feel like is kind of where this one is. I don't know. Well, okay, so do you want to say you're on the side of...
I'm on the apple cinnamon side.
Yes,
100%.
and I'm on the pumpkin spice side.
Yeah.
I more so just I'll take any thing with spice in it in the fall season. I just a regular, it doesn't have to be pumpkin. It can be a spice cake. Love a spice cake. That kind of thing.
Okay.
I like the warm, sweet spices. That's my jam.
All right.
We're throwing pumpkin into the mix because by default, that's what you get.
Everybody wants to go for pumpkin spice. And I mean, since it kind of really became a thing in pop culture, that's what has exploded this movement, where it's to the point where I remember writing an article for the radio stations about how Kraft has now introduced pumpkin spice mac and cheese.
Oh, that's disgusting.
But that's where we're at with the level of
Although,
of
you know
spice.
what? Okay, so here's the thing with all the pumpkin spice stuff. So I saw an article, it was a BuzzFeed article that was 30 things that have no business being pumpkin spiced, I think was the title of it. And I don't think that pumpkin spice, you automatically think sweet. But if you think about it, pumpkin doesn't have a super strong flavor. It just holds flavors really well. So you could make a pumpkin something savory. You could also, instead of using cinnamon or allspice or whatever, introduce it could be like cinnamon and cayenne, or like, you know what I mean? Like, it just, there's like actual pumpkin spice is a thing, and it's like particular things have to go into it, but I suppose you can just slap on the name pumpkin spice on anything and then just like do with it what you will.
True, I guess, but that's what we're here to debate and settle on. So if you want to follow along on social media, please be our guest. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at 3 Rings Pod. That's THREE Rings Pod. So you can chime in. You can tell us what you're thinking and, you know, give us your initial thoughts. And we're going to get this argument going. And by the end of it, hopefully one of us will come out victorious, because that's the goal.
Yeah.
At least it is for me. I don't know what it is for you.
It's about the journey, not the destination for me.
For me, it's about the destination. I came here to win. Yeah. So do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
All right. Well, I think when it comes to the fall flavors, I think that apple cinnamon reigns supreme over pumpkin spice for 3 reasons. There's more diversity in the flavor, more options. It doesn't need to be seasonal as well. And point number 3, it's less polarizing.
See, okay, here, this is very interesting, because again, like, we didn't see each other's like points when we wrote this.
No.
So my 3 points for pumpkin spice is that pumpkins are only good in the fall.
Okay.
It's pumpkin spice is more complex.
Okay.
And that I guess like this is kind of like, I think I only have 2 points now that I'm reading my notes.
Okay.
Which is like, it's like number 3 was offered only seasonally. That's
the same as your first.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so we're off to a good start.
Yeah, we're doing great. Remember that solid C I said I was getting at everything else?
Yeah. That grade is slowly declining. God damn. Okay.
I did 75% of the assignment.
You did C+ work, honey.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Well, while you're over there trying to think of what your 3rd point will be, how about I just go
for it?
lay
Yeah.
my argument out. Jesus Christ. This is how these episodes are going to be going. So, all right. So, first point, more diversity in flavor. So, there are way more options that you can use apple and cinnamon for, with all kinds of different desserts and foods.
Last time I checked, Kraft macaroni and cheese didn't have an apple cinnamon flavor.
No, but they shouldn't, and they also shouldn't have pumpkin spice. Like, you shouldn't take.
But you can't say it's more diverse.
I'm saying
if you can make pumpkin spice macaroni and cheese,
you could. You could.
I think apple cinnamon macaroni and cheese would be grosser than pumpkin spice macaroni and cheese.
They're both going to be gross. When you're talking about mac and cheese, of course. I'm saying when it comes to...
All I want is mac and cheese now.
I know. I really want mac and cheese now. It's all right. We'll power through this. We'll give a C+ effort for the rest of this show. We'll get you some mac and cheese.
Cool. Okay.
But I feel like pumpkin spice, when it comes to things that, should be pumpkin spice, not like going down that mac and cheese route again, but, pumpkin doesn't have as many options as apple and cinnamon does.
I don't think it has any. I don't think apple cinnamon has options that pumpkin spice doesn't. Like, name one thing you could do with apple cinnamon that you can't do with pumpkin spice.
I mean, like caramel apples.
You could throw some caramel on some pumpkin and spice.
But would you? Would you, though?
As previously stated, pumpkin doesn't have a super strong flavor, so you can really do whatever with it.
I mean, I guess. So, I mean, this is kind of driving a hole through my first point then.
Yeah.
I mean, well, fuck it. I'll just move on to my second point.
Okay, go for it, babe.
It doesn't need to be seasonal. So you can have apple cinnamon at any time. So pumpkin, like you said, is very seasonal. And to me, honestly, like, I get the whole, like, once it's gone, like, you got to wait for it to come back, and that makes it, feel more special. But is it really? Now
that you're saying it, I think the limited time thing, it was technically my 3rd point. So I'll get back to that. But I'm going to refrain any.
Seasonal are the same thing. You can't
Shut
just
up,
rephrase
Phil.
it.
Shut up.
Just rephrase it like that. That's
Shut
not
up.
how it works.
I can't speak on this point until I get to my points
Okay.
because that's 2 of my
All-
points.
All right. You're putting a lot of eggs in that basket. So, so with apple cinnamon, you can have apple cinnamon anytime, and it's going to be good. Like, I mean,
But
for
then
4th
is
of
it
July,
the fall flavor?
I mean, we're debating just the flavors.
No, I don't think that we are. I think we're debating which fall flavor, which like is the flavor of fall.
I thought we were just doing apple cinnamon versus.
It's not what
pumpkin
you
spice.
said when you posed the question.
Okay, well, I don't have a
Hole
retort
number
for
2.
that.
Do you even want to make your third point, or should?
Sure. I guess my third point is the only one worth noting. Then, if you're just gonna keep fucking punching me in the face every time I say anything over
That's your fault, not mine.
here. Okay.
If
Well,
I win this with only having 2 points, then yeah,
if I win this with only 1 point, which is a damn good point, in the fact that apple cinnamon is a less polarizing spice when it comes to the two. You know, have you ever met somebody that's like, no, I hate apple cinnamon?
Yes,
Really?
yeah,
Who?
Claire.
Really?
She's allergic to apples.
Well, that's different. That's different. If you're allergic to one of the flavors,
That counts.
that doesn't count.
I've never met someone who's allergic to pumpkins.
I'm sure that they're out there, just like my mom is like the only person I know that's allergic to potatoes. I'm sure they're out there. I've never heard of anybody else that's allergic
I'm just
to
saying I
apples.
happen to know someone who doesn't like apple cinnamon.
It's because she would die if she had it. Not because she dislikes the taste, because it would kill her.
I don't know if she likes the taste.
I don't know either.
I would have to assume she doesn't.
I'm assuming she doesn't enjoy dying, yes. But when you look at the list of people that would say, like, the pumpkin spice latte in particular, since that is the most popular item when it comes to everything pumpkin spice, you either really love it or you really hate it. Like, there doesn't seem to be a middle ground
I don't know
between
if I
them.
know anybody who really hates it.
I know plenty of people that
Really?
hate it. Yeah, there's plenty of people that I talk to, and it's like, it's disgusting.
Okay,
I
but
don't
here's
do
the
that.
thing. Do they hate it just because it's popular, or do they hate it because they genuinely don't like it? That's the thing that gets, like, because there are tons of
think they
people
hate it
out
just
there
because
just, like,
it doesn't
who
taste good.
hate stuff because
Yeah.
it's, like, hip, or, like, not hip, but, like in the public, like,
Yeah, I mean, all the hipsters out there now hate it, but, 10 years ago, they loved it.
yeah.
So it's, like, that's different. Like, we're talking about flavor. We're not talking about, are
When
you
we
too cool
post
for all
the
this?
poll about, like, which one do you like more, I'm going to post a do you like pumpkin spice. You should put it on Twitter right now, and we'll see how many people by the end of this, like, actually hate pumpkin spice.
So that's all I'm putting is, like,
Do you like pumpkin spice?
are you a fan?
We'll do it like, love it, like it, hate it. Make those the 3 options, and we will see how many. Post it on our Twitter too, and then, like,
I don't even know if I can get into our Twitter anymore.
well, I'll retweet you.
So what are my options again? I'm doing
Do love it,
love it,
like it,
like it,
hate it.
and hate it. Okay, so we'll see if I get any traction on this, since, I mean,
It's a Sunday afternoon, but we'll see.
yeah.
I bet some people. You could post it on Facebook too.
I'm already on Twitter, and we're already enough downtime in between these. But again, like, just to wrap up my single fucking point now, I think that it's a less polarizing flavor with,
And I
when it
say
comes
we'll
to the
see.
two. And you say we'll see. Well, I'd also like to point out that, pumpkin spice isn't even pumpkin. It's a whole bunch of different spices that make up pumpkin spice. Oddly enough, has no pumpkin in it.
No, I know that there's no pumpkin in it,
Yeah.
but it's I'll get to that.
But
Okay, so
also, I would like to, just because I need some sort of a win on this, what's better in the fall, going to an apple orchard or going to a pumpkin patch?
I like both. I like going to both. Pumpkin patches are so fun.
Once.
And then you
get
have to,
your
like,
pumpkin
you
and
can't,
leave.
like, carve an apple. You can carve
You can
pumpkins.
carve an apple.
Carve an apple.
You could.
Go for it. Do it.
Okay.
It'd be way harder.
Yes, it would be way harder. It also, like, you know, getting one of those little tiny pumpkins and carving that would be way harder.
You typically paint those.
Okay, I'll paint an apple then.
Ew.
Why? What? Why you? Who can?
An apple goes bad way faster than pumpkins do. They get nasty.
All right.
Anyways, okay,
All right, this
we'll
is a
get into
train
mine.
wreck.
Okay, it is kind of a train wreck. This is not our best episode.
No, I'm sorry.
Apologies to everybody.
I honestly thought going into this with the great debate of apple cinnamon versus pumpkin spice, with how much I see people like debating it on social media, I thought this would go way better than it has.
Yeah.
All right, at least we're in agreement on that one. Well, make your 2 points.
If we're gonna talk about fall flavors,
Okay.
pumpkins you can only get in the fall. They're only good in the fall. So like that makes it a specifically fall flavor.
Okay.
Apples you can get year round. You can have apple pie at, like you said, at the 4th of July. Like apple pie is, you know, a year round treat.
Yeah.
Pumpkins are only in the fall, making it a specifically fall flavor.
Okay. Doesn't make it a better flavor.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
I like it more, but whatever. Okay.
I know that's the point of it. Of course you like it more, and I like it less. That's the whole point of arguing about it. What do you think we're doing here?
So worked up.
Where's it worked up?
I'm pushing all the buttons.
You fucking kidding me? Oh my god.
I'm just here to push all the buttons. Okay. Number 2. It's a more complex flavor. So apple cinnamon is just 2 things. It's apple and it's cinnamon.
Yeah, 2 wonderful things.
Pumpkin spice has cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, cloves, and allspice in it. The mixture can be found in cookery books as far back as 1796. It's been popular for hundreds of years. So
Okay.
it's just like there's more to the flavor. It's a more complex flavor. It's got it takes a little bit more effort, and I think that things that take a little bit more effort are usually better.
You
have to work at it a little bit more.
I totally disagree with that. I like things to be a lot easier.
Well, yeah, you would, but
What the fuck does that mean? All right. All right. So your main point, there's more history to pumpkins.
no, it's just a more dynamic, complex flavor. There's more going into it. You get a whole range of spices when you eat pumpkin spice. Apple cinnamon is literally 2 things.
Yeah, there's plenty of delicious things you can do with it.
We've already talked about that you can't do anything with apple cinnamon that you can't do, or that you can't do anything with apple cinnamon that you can't do with pumpkin spice.
And you can put spice on anything. It's whether you should or not. That's the big thing.
I still want you to think of one thing that you can mix or that you can throw apple cinnamon in that you can't put pumpkin spice in.
I don't know.
I could tell you one thing that you can't mix apple cinnamon with that you can mix pumpkin spice with.
What?
Coffee. Apple cinnamon coffee would be gross.
Okay, pumpkin cider would be gross. So, the fuck are we talking about? Come on.
But that's only one thing. That's just the
Okay.
apples.
Yeah, but you can put cinnamon in it,
You could put cinnamon in coffee. You could put cinnamon. Cinnamon is in pumpkin spice. What are we talking about? What are you saying?
I'm saying you're
I've
trying
totally
to name
lost
one
the
thing.
thread of this.
You're saying name one thing. You said you can put pumpkin spice in coffee.
Yes.
You could put apple cinnamon in coffee. It wouldn't taste as great, but would you have fucking pumpkin cider?
Why not? They drink pumpkin juice in Harry Potter.
Yeah, in the make-believe
People
book and
make it
movie.
on Instagram. I've seen it.
Yeah, they also make butterbeer, which is not
You don't
not what
know.
you think.
Have you had butterbeer?
No, because you haven't made it yet.
Oh, please.
We keep postponing our damn party.
The ingredients are all in the kitchen if you decide that you want to get up and make it yourself.
No,
dude.
Too much work. Again,
yeah, exactly.
Make your next point.
I do think that the fact that pumpkin spice is like offered only for a limited time does make it like more special. Like you can get cider year round. Like you can buy cider at the grocery store all year round. It just becomes like more of a prevalent, like it's like a bigger thing in the fall, but you can get it. You can't get pumpkin spice stuff in like year round.
You can probably buy pumpkin spice at the grocery store.
No.
Anytime.
Nope. Or you could buy the actual like spice, like the little spice, but you can also buy cinnamon. That's like that's like the actual spice. I'm saying like pumpkin spice flavored things.
Yeah.
You can't get. You can get apple cinnamon stuff. So like the limited time factor does make pumpkin spice more special. It makes it the reigning fall flavor.
It just tricks people into buying more pumpkin spice things.
You trick more people into buying pumpkin spice things.
No, I want to trick people into buying apple cinnamon things.
No,
and
you
also
don't.
just literally in the couple of minutes that we've been sitting here on Twitter right now, just the quick 6 votes, 83% hate pumpkin spice. 17% like it, 0% love it. So,
Who voted?
I can't see who voted. It just gives me numbers. You just voted, didn't you? You did, because there's now one more vote, and it's for love it. Tipping the scales over. Some bullshit.
Well, I think we could say that we solved nothing.
We solved nothing.
And did C- work.
This is a terrible argument that we both thought we were more prepared for.
Remember this morning when I said I'm not going to try that hard? Or I'm not going to prepare that much is what I said. And then I was like, I'm just going to wing it. I think it'll be fine.
Mission fucking accomplished.
Next time I tell you I'm going to wing it and I think it'll be fine, tell me no.
Okay, well, next week I'm going to wing it because I don't even have any notes in front of me for next week. So
what is next week?
You're the one that came up with it.
Oh, I wasn't sure if we were doing that one or the other one.
No, next week we're going to be doing when it comes to buying
gift giving,
gifts and gift giving and all that. Like, so we'll get into that, but we're going to wrap up this episode, this train wreck of a goddamn episode that I hope nobody listens to.
No, that's not true. We hope everybody listens to.
Just pass.
You can tell us. Only rate and review us on Apple Podcasts if you're going to say something nice.
Yeah.
Give us a 5-star review.
Please give us a 5-star review. We know
we don't deserve it. We know we don't deserve
3
it.
out of 5 stars. But we could really use all 5.
Please. If you give us a 5-star review, it'll motivate us to work harder next week.
No, it won't. It honestly won't. But hopefully next week our points make a little bit more sense.
Yeah.
That's the goal, at least. But in the meantime, just go and do all of that. Go and follow us on social media, too. On Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, at 3RingsPod, THREE RingsPod. Give us a like, give us a follow. Chime in on the conversations. Tell us whether you like pumpkin spice more or if you like apple cinnamon more. Or if we're both crazy and there's some other fall flavor that we're not even thinking of. And it's like, oh, yeah, duh. Like, we should have gone with that one. But, yeah, let us know. And we'll be back next week when we talk about gift giving and all of that fun stuff that comes with it. Something which I haven't done in a very long time.
That's true.
The choice of being married.
Yeah, that's one of them.
So I think I'm going to get stomped on. But we'll find out next week when we do that. So thanks for listening to this episode, and we'll talk to you all in a week.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to another weekly episode of the 3 Rings Podcast. We'll be back next week with another new argument. In the meantime, follow us on all social media platforms at 3 Rings Pod. Join in the argument and tell us who's right, who's wrong, or why you have the right answer. Whatever. Just tell us stuff.